All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving. Let's go ahead, grab a bolster or a pillow, come seated. Let me change this view up so everybody can see. Okay. All right, come seated, get nice and tall, elongated, simple cross-legged. And start by crossing the opposite foot in front of what you normally do. So switch up the pattern. Whatever one is less done. We all get into our habits. And then see if you can just start to open that back rib cage that we've been working on. Fill up the back body. Breathe into that lower rib cage. And if it helps you, you can put your hands there so that you can expand, broaden, widen, fill that space. Layla's getting tired. And then spread wide across the collarbones, across the chest. And lift from that center sternum upwards and forwards. So we're finding that length and that strength from the inside out and broadening from the inside out. Good. Yay, welcome back. Hi, good to see you. And then go ahead and roll those shoulders down the back body. So we're lifting that armpit chest up towards the ceiling, up towards the shoulders, top shoulders rolling down the back body like a waterfall flowing. And it's a huge opening of the chest cavity, of the heart, of the armpit chest, of the sternum. And again, we just want to build this habit thousands of hours until it just becomes our nature. Second habit. But when we get the chest open, we usually do it by compromising in our lower back, in our adrenals, where we constrict or grip there. And so what we're learning to do is learning how to open the heart, how to open the chest, but not at the expense of that kidney band. So go ahead, open the kidney band, draw the kidney band towards the back wall. Yeah, fill up that lower back rib cage, broaden it, widen it. And in doing so, you might feel the chest close. And so we're finding those equal opposing actions. So we're keeping the kidney band open, broadened, widened, full, and we're lifting from the inside out, expanding from the inside out, and then reaching that kidney band, that lower rib cage behind you. So it's basically 3 opposing actions. Kidney band, lower back rib reaching back, sternum reaching upward and forward, broadening wide, expanding wide. And once you can find that center point, that balance between all 3 of those, that's when the pose actually starts. And the palms are facing up. So it's an inward journey, an inward focus and concentration, working on those 3 opposing points together. And just see if you can find new openings. So it's all connected. That lower rib cage is going to impact your shoulders, your scapulas. The sternum is going to impact everything else. And see if you can just keep finding that expanse, because your back ribs are reaching behind you, your sternum is reaching upwards and forwards. And now again, lift that armpit chest, roll those shoulders down the back. External rotation of these upper arms. So go ahead and grab your right arm with your left arm and get an external rotation. So you're rolling from underneath the arm towards the upper arm, towards the back of the arm. And then again, find that back rib, fill that back rib up. And so you're literally resetting the shoulder, the scapula. Keep drawing that back rib behind you, towards the wall behind you. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep getting that external rotation. And when you get that external rotation, you take the trapezius from living on the front body and move it to living on the back body. And now gravity's working with you. So you're actually getting younger. Gravity's helping you to reverse age versus when the traps are on the front body, we start aging and we start rolling forward, curling over, getting smaller. Okay, other side. Use your right hand to roll the left bottom arm towards the upper arm, towards the back arm. Good, so a complete resetting of the scapulas, of the shoulder, of the ribs and the rib cage. It's all connected. And then draw those front ribs to the back of the room, draw those back ribs to the back of the room, and get that external rotation. Is anybody able to feel the way that these muscles interact with these side rib cage muscles? Good, keep going, draw that navel back. Soften the face, soften the throat, soften the forehead. Soften the jaw, open your mouth wide. Make some space. Good. And then exhale, draw those arms forward, palms facing each other. And now see if you can find your two sit bones. So your right sit bone, your left sit bone. Roll onto the front edges of your sit bones. And roll onto the inside edge of your sit bones. So imagine my two thumbs are my sit bones, rolling on the front edge and the inside edge. Or my knuckles are the sit bones, front edge, inside edge. Good. Palms can come down. And so just finding that center point, that balance in your seat is so much work. Those ribs moving back, which is also going to draw your organs into place. Good. Good. Lengthen, extend, broaden, open that back body. And now palms facing up. And those thumbs are hitchhiking back behind you. Rolling this arm, this lower arm towards the upper arm, towards the back arm. Taking those back ribs behind you. Opening that heart. There's so much dissection and opening that has to happen between those 3 points, those 3 opposing actions. And again, soften the jaw. And then again, find your 2 sit bones, right sit bone, left sit bone. Reach through the sit bones, roll to the front sit bones, roll to the inside edge of your sit bones. And now find your back rib. Now find that external rotation of your arms. Now roll the trapezius from the top shoulder down the back. You'll start to feel all of those connecting points. Smooth breathing. See if you can broaden even wider in your chest cavity. Feel up more spaciousness. Keep going. I know the arms are getting tired. You might feel a little bit of tingling in the arms or the shoulders or the wrists or the elbows. Just keep that external rotation, thumbs reaching back behind you. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. We're just creating new patterns here, disrupting those old patterns, building new patterns. Inhale, arms up. I know the arms are tired. Reach, extend, lengthen, palms facing each other. Soften that center brow ridge between the eyebrows. Oh, ribs back, ribs back, ribs back. Open that back body and open that heart. But really an emphasis, exclamation point on the back body opening. And then extend through, especially if you're feeling any aching or grueling or discomfort, extend through that discomfort. Reach through to the other side, lengthen the side waist even more. And that lengthening of your side waist is going to tone your organs, bring that blood flow, create that inner strength. Exhale, arms down. Good work. Oh yeah, just breathe for a moment. Don't shake it out. Just let your body readjust. And we're gonna work on this one. We haven't done this one in a minute. Right elbow over the left elbow. Wrists crisscross if you can, or they go wherever you can. If your wrists can crisscross, that opening is happening from your shoulders. And if they can't crisscross, then we're just gonna keep on working on those shoulders until they open to the point where you can. So elbows extending forward, reaching to the front of the room. Front ribs reaching to the back room. And then lengthen through the side waist, lengthen through the spine. Again, soften the jaw, open the jaw, release the jaw, soften the brow. And yet you are definitely building this inner resilience, this inner strength, this toning. So smooth out the breath, steady the breath. We want a smooth and steady nervous system. So we do that through the breath. So smooth inhalation through the nose. Soften that center brow. Smooth exhalation through the nose. And keep going in that rhythmic breath. Even though there's a lot of toning, aching, grueling happening here, discomfort usually in the shoulders, soften that through your breath. Soften the jaw. And exhale, arms down, take a moment to breathe. So we're opening up that chest cavity, the ribs, the shoulders, the way the muscle adheres to the bone. And it's so beautiful. So I don't know if you guys remember this. It was when I was pretty young. There was a tour through the museums, and it was like the human body and the muscles and showing the different musculoskeletal structure of a dancer, of a body lifter. All is fascinating and beautiful. But one of the takeaways was, I think, like the difference between a body lifter and someone working in this alignment is the body lifting, the muscle starts to fray away from the bone. And you can see it like a frayed rope. Or, you know, a rope has its intertwining. And when it gets frayed, the rope weakens, right? And you could see this in the musculature fibers in these models. And so the muscles were huge, but they were frayed. they were weakened. Versus in alignment, what we're doing, we're actually taking the muscle to the bone, readhering the muscle to the bone, and rather than it being frayed, getting that beautiful alignment and that braid and that how the musculature is supposed to be. So when everything's aligned and stacked and where it's supposed to be, you could have someone that looks tiny have more strength than someone has huge muscles, right? And it's because of the alignment and the integrity. And that's what we're actually working on, is re-adhering the muscle to the bone and getting those fibers, those tissues aligned and stronger and not frayed. Okay, good job. Next side, left elbow over the right elbow. And then wrists either apart or crisscrossed. Reaching those elbows away from the face. Rolling the shoulders down the back, softening the jaw. And again, draw those front ribs towards each other and towards the back of the room. And you're learning how to also tone your nervous system. So going from a frayed nervous system, a frayed musculature, to a smooth nervous system, a smooth musculature. So reach those elbows away from your face towards the wall in front of you. And it's when you start to feel that discomfort, where it starts to be challenging, just that aching, grueling, never sharp pain. We never want sharp pain, but that aching, grueling discomfort. That's when the work begins. And you want to soften into that discomfort, soften the face, soften the jaw, soften the forehead, soften the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, smooth, steady. And you can notice that inner contrast. The harder it gets, the more challenging it gets. You can actually, in contrast to that, create even more peace in your body, in your mind, in your nervous system through that softening. So if the arms are speaking, if the shoulders are speaking, bring that softness, that peace, that smooth breath. And it's these long timings that we actually start to see shifts, that the neck actually starts to change, the shoulders start to change, that musculature of the arms starts to change. And it's hard work. Exhale, come down. It's hard work. Good job. Open, spread wide across the heart, across the chest, soften the face, soften the jaw. So we're building that resilience, that strength, the muscle adhering to the bone. So go ahead and find your two sit bones again. Reach through your inner sit bone and your front sit bone. So the two bones that you're sitting on, and again, you can always move the muscle, the tissue. You can literally go inside the pant leg, move the tissue. And then reach through the sit bones, through the pillow. And as soon as you find that lengthening, everything starts to strengthen and move towards the spine. Good. Soften the face. Awesome. A few more breaths here. Just find those sit bones. And exhale, soften. Next one we're going to work on is for balance. So coming, you will want to have some sort of padding under your hips. So a blanket or a rug or carpet, but you want something on that hip bone. So you have some padding and some cushion. And this one looks easy because we're lying down, but it is not. This one is challenging. And so the way that we can get true feedback is if you have like a line on your floor, you could line up your mat or line up your body to that. So get your mat in a straight line or line your body like if you have tile or wood floor or linoleum, find a straight line, a straight edge that you can utilize. And we're basically doing art right now, okay? And that line is the ruler. So you're gonna have the outside edge of your ankle bone on your left side on the ground. And that's gonna go straight on that line, that ruler. And then the center edge of the outer knee is on that same line. And then the center hip bone of the left leg is on that same line. And just that is a ton of work. Left ankle, left knee, left hip bone. And again, the muscle is adhering to the bone. So that left leg is contracting muscle to the bone. Draw the front of the thigh to the back of the thigh. 360-degree activation, muscle to the bone. That's when it's the strongest. Good. Okay, now center rib cage. Imagine the very center of your rib is now in alignment with that left hip. That was pretty hard. And now center armpit is in alignment with the rib. And the cheat one, everybody wants to put their elbow forward for extra balance. Center elbow is in alignment with the center armpit, center rib, hip, knee, ankle. And if you truly find this, it is hard to balance. So now we're balancing. And it's okay if the balance is hard. It's okay if you roll forward, backwards, if you roll all the way backwards, like a little kid learning how to walk, right? You're learning how to balance on this razor's edge, on this ruler line. And all of your muscles have to work in coordination in order to get this balance. So it's actually like a ballerina, like it's a lot of dance. It's a dance, it's a lot of coordination, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of everything coming together. So ankle, hip, knee, ribs, that's the tricky one for most of us. Armpit, elbow. And if you're wobbling, that's wonderful because you're toning, you're activating, you're building, and you're building that resilience, that coordination, that full body coordination, that strength. And then we're also, again, remember softening in the jaw, softening in the breath, softening in the brain, softening in the nervous system. And if it's easy, it just means that we're in a zigzag. We haven't found that straight line. If it's hard, it's supposed to be. So draw the sacrum, the back of the pelvis, towards the wall in front of you, getting more into a straight line. Draw your front ribs to the wall behind you, getting more in a straight line. Now it gets even harder. Sacrum to the wall. Oh, see, I fell too. Sacrum to the wall in front of you, ribs to the wall behind you. It is nice having a wall that you can brace and hold on to if you need. You're not touching it, but it can brace you if you fall. Okay, mounds of your big toes. We worked a lot on that, but not so much in this position. So to get on the inner body and into your spine, we have to press through the mounds of the big toes. So the ball of the big toe at the bottom of the foot. So can you peek? Can you look at your two toenails? Can you get your big toes aligned, your big toenails aligned? And reach through the bottom of the foot. Press through those mounds of the big toes evenly. And this is like a big nervous system rewiring and jump, okay? So maybe you can find one foot and one mound of the big toe, but maybe the other one is hard to find. So we're looking for that equal pressure through the mounds of your big toes. Okay, this is a lot of coordination. So sacrum is reaching forward to the front of the room. Ribs are reaching to the back of the room. You're extending with all of your presence, focus, life force, energy, zest, and zeal through your mounds of your big toes. So I used to run the 400-meter run in high school, which is actually a really hard run because it's the longest sprint. So it's one lap around the track, but you are going at full speed. So imagine that you're using that level of exertion, just pressing through the mounds of your big toes. And then it becomes a full body activation. All of a sudden, your abs are toning, you're finding your core, but it requires that level of enthusiasm. Or maybe you're a 100-meter sprinter. I love watching the 100-meter sprint on the Olympics. It's just full force. So you're using that level of enthusiasm, burst, zest, zeal, just pressing through the mounds of the big toes. And you can always take your elbows straight and lie flat too, if that's hurting your wrist. So elbows, arms straight. Okay, so let's bring in some of these final pieces. Pressing through the mounds of the big toes. Your front of your knee is reaching to the back of the knee. The front of the thigh is reaching to the back of the thigh. 360-degree activation and toning of the legs. Sacrum is reaching to the front of the room. Ribs are reaching to the back of the room. Jaw is soft. And now can you coordinate all of that and extend through the center top of the head? Extending through the mounds of the big toes, extending through the center top of the head. Yes, you can always balance yourself with your hand, but try and get those fast twitch muscles activating instead. Okay, really draw the front of the thigh to the back of the room. You probably won't see any physical movement, but imagine that you're trying to move those thighs 3 inches backwards. Woo, holy moly, that's work. Front of the thigh to the back of the room with that same exuberance and zest and zeal as one of those 100-meter sprints. And that's going to reposition and retone the entire pelvis. Again, the way the muscle adheres to the bone, the way the reproductive organs are positioned and sitting. Woo, my legs are tired. And now draw the sacrum to the front of the room. Ribs drawing back, legs drawing back, legs firing so much that you're like sweating. That your legs are getting exhausted, but you keep going, you keep moving through that exhaustion to the other side. And sacrum reaching forward. Holy moly, come on out. Okay, so we are re-adhering the muscle to the bone on those legs. Opposite side, so now we're gonna lie on the right side. This side's gonna be quite different for most of us. Use your ruler, your mat, your line on the floor. Oof. Right ankle on the line. Center of outer right knee on the line. Center right hip aligned with that center ankle. Rib cage, it's usually 3, 4, 5 inches in front of the hip. Draw that rib cage back into alignment with the hip. Armpit aligned with the hip. Elbow, that's the cheat move. Elbow back in alignment with the armpit, with the hip, with the ankle. I haven't even tried balancing it. It's extremely difficult. Okay. Whew. I'm wavering. That's good. It means we're activating new muscles. It means we're activating that true alignment. Smooth, steady breath. Remember, you're like a ballerina finding all these coordinated points. So press through the mounds of your big toes. Toes spreading wide. Holy moly, this side's harder for me. Back of your thighs opening. Front ribs reaching to the wall behind you. Sacrum reaching forward. Sacrum reaching forward. Soften the face, soften the throat. Again, press through those feet. Open up the bottoms of the feet, spread wide across the bottoms of the feet. Press through the mounds of the big toes. Draw that sacrum to the front of the room and thighs to the back of the room. Sacrum forward, thighs back. Oof, that is going to work through. And I know if you have any nerve pain too, nerves that have lost their signal to each other, the nerves will start to reawaken. And when that happens, you get like an itching. It's good. It's the nerves reawakening. Okay, spread wide across the bottom of the feet. Press through the mounds of the big toes. Soften the jaw, soften the face, soften the center brow. Okay, 360-degree activation of the thighs with as much zest as that sprinter, 100-meter sprint, 200-meter sprint, 400-meter sprint, go. Oof. And then through all of that hard work, don't forget to breathe. Smooth inhalation and exhalation through your nose. And this is a full communication and coordination to your entire spine. So the spine can be a millimeter off and it impacts the communication to the rest of your body. Front ribs, back of the room. Sacrum, front of the room. Thighs, muscle adhering to the bone. And then can you peek down at those toes? We want those two big toes aligned, those two big toenails aligned. Woo! Lost my balance on that one. And mounds of the big toes pressing. And don't let that elbow sneak up. You know, it's like when you're arm wrestling and somebody tries to bend their wrist to get that extra leverage. And it's not fair. This elbow is the extra leverage, so you gotta put it back. Whew. And we are just here cooking. We are here trying to find that balance, trying to find that alignment. And your whole body has to work together to find it. The entire musculature from head to toe has to coordinate in order to find this balance. And again, if it's easy, that means we haven't found that straight line yet. So keep drawing that sacrum forward, the thighs back. Ooh. The ribs, the shoulder, the elbow, the ankles, the knees into alignment. And once you're on that razor's edge, this will not be easy. And it's going to work out the low back. Again, you can straighten the arm for your neck. So draw your glute muscles towards your heels. Glute muscles towards your heels. Ribs to the back of the room. Sacrum to the front of the room. Open up that back rib cage. Thighs towards the back body. And again, with that zest and zeal of that 100-meter sprint, charge the legs, charge the muscle to the bone. 360-degree activation, muscle to the bone. But guess what? We're not gripping that anal sphincter. We're releasing the grip in the lower glutes and charging the legs. It's one of those other seemingly impossible things, but it's training the body. And get longer, taller, lengthen, extend out the top of the head, extend through the feet. And again, we're not gripping in the lower glutes. Release the thighs and engage the legs strong. Engage those legs, engage those legs. You're actually going to grow spaciousness in your knee joints and tone around them to protect them. Woo! Okay, exhale, come on out. Good work. That was a full body realignment. Oof, total alignment. Let me know if you're feeling that. Good. Okay, so we have done our musculature work for the day, our alignment work for the day. I want to move us into our breath, into our nervous system. So that's the next piece. Okay, so calm, seated. Hope you have this new alignment. Switch the rotation of your legs, the crossings of your legs. Get on those inside edges, move the tissue, move the muscle. Okay, so for this one, we do need a strong posture, a long spine. And we're gonna actually keep the chin towards the sternum, towards the chest. So really, it's actually quite a strong grip. Okay, we're gonna forget and we're gonna bring our chin up, but I want us to keep that chin to the chest. And at the same time, that chest is reaching towards the chin. Palms facing up. Okay, so just find the sit bones, that's our foundation. Palms up, external rotation of the arms, shoulders rolling down the back body. So all the work that we've done this entire class is just setting us up for this. We had to do all that work just to get here. Okay, so your chest, your sternum is reaching towards your chin. Lift, 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 lift. 100-meter sprint with that chest reaching towards your chin. And then that chin is reaching towards your chest. And now close your eyes, soften your jaw. But that forehead's gonna stay down towards the floor. Okay. Exhale all of your air. Find normal breathing for you. And just find that normal breathing, breathing through your nose. And on the next inhalation, we're gonna slowly inhale through the nose. Let me explain it first. But it's gonna pretend like you have a garden hose, and you know when you kink the hose and the water stops flowing or only flows a little bit through, you're gonna do that with your breath. And the stopper, the kink in the hose is the back of your neck. Okay, so let me see if you can hear it through the Zoom. But it's gonna sound something kind of similar to this. So the air is passing through the back of my neck. I don't know if you can hear it. But it sounds somewhat like a wave. So we're gonna try that from our seated position. Again, chin down, chest lifting, and we're gonna inhale through the nose, but it's gonna pass through the back of the neck, which is like that kinked garden hose, slow, steady pace. And when you get to the top of your breath, you're just gonna pause for a moment and then exhale, kinked garden hose through the back of the neck, steady, slow exhale through the nose. Chin down. And once you've done one round, it's just normal breathing until you've completely caught your breath. So after a few breaths, we'll do it again together. Palms facing up, posture strong, ribs reaching back, chest lifting towards your chin, chin reaching towards your chest. Exhale all your air and do that garden hose breathing through your nose. Pause at the top of your breath. Garden hose out. Pause at the bottom of your breath. Regular breathing. And again, you actually don't want any strain in this particular breath work. You don't want strain on the brain, on the nervous system. You don't want to feel like you're trying to catch your breath. So it's subtle. It's really subtle, which means we all go at our own pace, which looks really different for every single one of us. So wait until you fully recover, until there isn't even the slightest indication that you're grasping for air. And then at your own pace, again, slowly letting that breath in through the back of the throat, pausing at the top of the breath, slowly letting the breath out, pausing at the bottom of the breath, normal breathing. And again, shorten or lengthen that to where you don't feel any strain. At your own pace, go. Keep that chest to the chin to the chest. The eyes are closed. And if you don't feel any strain whatsoever, that's when you can connect those breaths and do more than one. If you feel any strain, immediate recovery breath. So here you're learning how to really listen to the subtleties of the body. It's a really deep, powerful breath. So again, making sure there's no strain. Neck, chin towards the chest, chest towards the chin, eyes closed. Syncing the breath and going for that recovery breath, that normal breathing whenever you need it. So remember, we're unfraying the nervous system. So this is where, again, you're learning how to listen to the subtlety of your body. So not even going a hint too far with that breath where you feel like you're strained or fraying. So it's a real listening, it's a real honoring of the body and subtlety. And that's probably one of my favorite outcomes of this practice is that it becomes more and more and more subtle, which actually makes it more and more and more powerful. So it's like atomic energy. And recovery breath, everyone, wherever you're at, come back to your recovery breath, your normal breathing. Good. And now, since you're in your recovery, breathing, chin can come up. Just tap into your nervous system for a moment, your presence. Use your awareness to observe any sensation happening. You can start with the tip of your nose and your lips. Bring your awareness to the tip of your nose, to your lips. Just see if you notice any sensation at all. Tingling, warming, cooling, softness, tension. And then let that awareness to transfer to your cheeks, your temples, your brow ridge, your head, your neck. Layla's playing in the back. Your shoulders, your heart, your chest cavity, your diaphragm, your abdomen, your hips, your pubic bone, your pelvis, your legs, your knees, your ankles. And then just see if you can do that full body scan. Again, just observing any sensation like a cloud passing by in the sky, observing any sensation in your body. Coolness, warmness, tingling, tightness, aching, anything, just sensation, just observing. And when you're an observer, there's no attachment to the sensation. It's just a third party looking in. Again, like that cloud passing by, just observing, just watching. And take that full invigorating breath throughout the whole body. Inhale to the top of your breath and pause. Exhale to the bottom of your breath and pause. Cleansing breath. Palms together, elbows weighted. If the elbows are out, draw them down. Chin to your heart. Face soft. What's one thing you're grateful for? Yay. Well, thank you. I am grateful that we got to practice together and for these embodied teachings and wisdom. I'm grateful for all of you. Yay. So we just have a couple minutes. You don't have to share. Sometimes that work can take you really deep inward. But if you want to share, go ahead. Oops, I don't think we can hear. Oh, I think you're muted, Melody.
Okay.
We got you. There's a reverb, but we can hear you.
Just when you lower your voice,
Mhm.
I just have a hard time hearing you when you talk softer.
True. Yeah, thanks for that. Mm.
With my inappropriate sense of humor, I just found that I have enough breast tissue for more than one woman. So when I try to see my toes, it's not happening.
Oh,
And then
true.
and then I thought maybe though what I did realize though is that I should see some of it so I wasn't in alignment.
Mhm. See, it's good feedback. But yes, that's true. We all have different bodies.
Always have to come up with something, some kind of sense of humor about things like that. But
It's good. It's really good.
like I loved how I felt like today, even though it looked very simple, I felt like I was stretching myself for everything that I did, even the breathing,
Yeah.
because it's not my normal way of breathing.
Yeah,
So
that's
I felt like I was
hard.
stretching everything. I thought everything looked so simple, but I felt like I worked because I was like, I was pushed, I was like stretching myself. So thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's that internal work, that internal toning. And you'll feel it in that nervous system, just like if we did it in that subtle way, which is the learning experience, we actually have to go more and more and more towards the subtle side. But when we get to that subtle side, there'll be a peace, a calmness in the nervous system. And if there's a tension, then it just means we worked a little bit too hard. So to tone it back.
It's awesome. And I
Yeah.
do remember when that body with the muscles that when they were traveling all over the world that the muse remember the body museum? I remembered that and I it was interesting because I never like I couldn't see my body the same after seeing that. Like, you know, all the structures and all the muscles and everything. It was amazing. And even though, and very different from when you look in a book, because it's, I don't know if it's because it's 3D, but it was amazing. But you know, one thing I did remember that was, it was, wow. It was I don't know if you remember the smoker's lung.
Oh my God, I
Had the
do
healthy lung
remember.
and the smoker's lung. And I was like, oh my God, they should show that to every smoker because that's enough to make you stop. It was so bad.
My
Yeah.
gosh, right? And now, like,
Yeah.
maybe
I
I'm
remember that. I don't know if you remember
yeah,
seeing that.
I do. Oh my God, that was so
Yeah.
impactful. I
Mhm.
need like a new picture up of it to see it again. And I wonder what it would look like from like a vaping standpoint too, right? Because that's like,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah. Because
yeah,
that
that was
baking, it's a
wild. I remember
mm,
that really being impactful. That's a good one. And I remember the ballerina. That was really
yes.
cool.
Yes. Yes. But
Yeah.
great that you brought that up because it reminds it, you know, it's a nice image um just to remind us of how we you know can heal and recover and
Yeah.
that aging that natural aging process if we're not moving.
It's
Yeah.
so fascinating. And then the other thing that's fascinating is seeing it under a microscope. So that is mind opening and as well. So that's what we're doing. We're changing at that cellular level, at that microscopic level. But like literally, there's some cool Instagram channels and stuff that are just, an apple under a microscope or my
Yeah.
sink that hasn't been cleaned in a week under a microscope or my
Yeah.
blood under a mic. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
getting to that depth.
You know what I recently learned, and I thought I can't believe I didn't understand it that way. The mitochondria in our cells and the the way that they show it in the books is like there's just one mitochondria. Meanwhile, there's so many of them. I can't remember how many, but I was like, oh my goodness, that just changes everything, and it makes sense that it would be a ton of them because you need the energy. That's where we get our powerhouse, the ATP. Yeah,
That's our cellular energy. Yes. And
that's what you.
even just
Mhm.
simple fruit. Fruit is your fastest fast food. Just open it up and eat it. That directly feeds your mitochondria. Those simple sugars are some of the best food for that mitochondria and the breath,
Yeah,
getting outside, Our gut,
Yes.
our gut
Yeah.
microbiome impacts our mitochondria. I love that you brought that up. And then that cellular energy, that cellular ATP. I love this subject. I love that you brought it
Yeah,
up.
me too. Me too.
That's what regenerates your cells, right? So if we don't have enough cellular energy, we don't even have enough energy to smile. It takes like
Uh,
7,000
yeah.
units, angstroms of energy just to smile. So then if your cells don't have enough cellular energy, then they don't have enough to clean themselves. And then all of that gets built up, backed up. But when they have enough cellular energy, they repair, they regenerate, they eliminate waste. It's so cool.
Yeah. Wow, that was a nice little crash course on that. But like, because I'm I'm taking the superfoods more often since we started this,
Yeah.
and and I noticed that I can't already. I'm like, oh, that's too much sugar.
Yes.
Like already, I'm like turned off of sugar. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so cool. And then
Within days.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
within
I,
days. It's a literal
yeah, I was like,
education.
that's like huge.
Oh, it's huge. And
It's
I
yeah,
didn't know until listening to that podcast that's in the group, in the reset
yeah,
group. I didn't know that sugar opened up the same addiction pathways as alcohol. Like, oh my God, our kids, because they just have so much access to it.
yeah,
So that was really eye-opening for me. But then again, the superfoods are re-educating the body. So I remember my first Christmas having them and there was sugar cookies everywhere and I just didn't even want one because I was like, I'm so good. I'm so fueled. And they superfoods feed that cellular ATP too, the cellular energy for the body to repair and regenerate and eliminate. Yeah, that's so cool. Good job, honey. That's awesome. Congrats. I love that.
yeah. I'm happy about that for sure. Because like my family, diabetes runs in my family. I am a bit overweight. And so the fact that I know that curves my appetite from it's huge. It's huge. Yeah.
It's so,
Because
so,
you do all kinds of dieting, and it's not gonna work.
no, no,
No, it's not the treating the underlying cause, right? So
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And those cravings, we got to get to the root cause of it, which is our internal terrain. So our body is filled with microorganisms, which change our cravings, which impact and then the nervous system has to be soft. It's so many different things coming together, but the nervous
yeah.
system has to feel safe, also for those cravings to eliminate. The body has to feel safe. So it's so cool. So the cells are getting nourished and saturated at such a level that they feel safe.
Hence why it's so important to do a cleanse, like like what you're saying to get rid of all the toxins and everything so that your body can feel safe. Then the microbiome can be built a healthier foundation, right?
It's so,
That makes sense. You saying that made everything fall into place
it
for
is
me.
so beautiful. It's cellular. It's so beautiful. And when the body has that cellular safety, woo, what a cool world. Everything else changes from there. That's definitely the like change from the inside out.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm just gonna say this last thing. The thing that I would look forward to is the mood, the
Mm,
hormone mood and the mood, to have that peace and that and feeling of joy and
mm,
peace. 'Cause
mm.
I feel that along with sleep patterns as well, that if I had a healthier inner self with cells, nervous system, all of that, my mood would be better too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's so cool because our bodies are liquid, right? A big percentage of water and liquid and blood and lymph. And so you've probably seen under the microscope how that changes with our mood, so the cell structure changes, the water structure changes. It's just, yeah, it's all connected. And even being in nature, just even 5-10 minutes in nature, that starts to change that cellular structure. And then what we're doing with the superfoods is we're putting pure nature into our bodies. because it's not synthetic. It's
Yeah.
pure. It's so cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I
Thank you
love
so
you.
much, Rita. I
Thank
love
you.
you too.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
blessed, wonderful day, and kisses to Layla for me.
Yes, I will. I will. Kisses back from
It
you.
was just, it warmed my heart to hear her in the background, hear her voice giving me instructions as well.
Yes, absolutely. I love it too. So cute. Thanks,
Cool.
Layla.
The
Mwah.
children's voice of children playing and children's laughter, all of those sounds are just so beautiful. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. So important. I know. She's so funny. She's like dancing. We've been dancing every day, and she is.
Yeah, so video, so cool. Thank you for doing this. Thank you. I needed it. I really did. I needed it more than I realized. So
Yeah,
thank you. I
same.
appreciate
Always.
you. Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you
Rita,
again.
and happy birthday, belated and everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, ladies. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy
Bye,
grateful week.
Melody. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Aloha.